can't decide if I like these or not. Hello my friends, I hope you're having a lovely October 18th, 2018, and today we're talking about switchblades. No, not those switchblades, although yes, that was a thing that came up this week. No, that's not a real blade, it's just made to look like a real blade. I don't know why it exists, but it exists, whatever. That's not what we're talking about. We are talking about something that a company called Gravalogic is making, and it's called a switchblade. As you can see, the switchblade is something that covers up your Joy-Con slots when you're not using your Joy-Con. So, I guess some people are worried about dust getting in there, and I understand that. You know, dust, maybe something that people don't really consider, but there are some people who are like, you let that build up and then it can ruin electronics. That certainly does happen, so it's not a bad idea to cover them up, especially if you're someone who only has Joy-Cons to play games with, then most likely you have... Oh wait, most likely you have them, look at that, in a grip. This was not planned, I just had it right behind me. So you have them like this all the time. They're not on your Switch. So those slots are open and you could be like, I don't know, maybe I should cover those up with something. So that's why these switchblade things exist. Also, I will admit the Switch, it's not something I worry about or care about, but I will admit the Switch looks a little odd when you don't have your Joy-Con slotted in there, and it looks really odd if you only have one slotted in there, and it's not something I care about in the least, but I will acknowledge it, and I know some people have said that it makes me a little nervous, it looks a little weird, I don't like it like that, so I get it. So I'm not saying that these things exist is a bad thing, I'm just trying to decide if it's something I would buy or not. Hawk over on Go Nintendo says, that actually does look pretty nice. I've always felt like the Switch unit itself looks kind of bare without the Joy-Cons on. The wood grain is classic. Yeah, and that's something to point out. If you don't like the wood grain, you can check out other designs too. So there's going to be a whole bunch of options. Now, here's the thing. Gravalogic is planning to kickstart these. The Kickstarter launches next week, and we don't know what their goal is for production. So, depending on how much they expect you to pay for one set and how much you're looking for in your overall goal, maybe this will be really reasonable, and you're like, yeah, I'll kick in for that. That makes a lot of sense. It looks nice on the system. There's going to be a whole bunch of designs. Maybe you could pick one that you really like. It seems like they're going with the wood grain design first, but that's a whole bunch of different wood grain designs. So, I mean, truth be told, there's really nothing bad about it. Some people might look at it and say, like, I don't need that, that's silly. And it's true, you don't need it. Nintendo's not, like, always cover up your Joy-Con slots on the Switch or anything like that. But it's not going to do any harm. It keeps them protected from dust. It makes the system look, I think, objectively better when the Joy-Cons aren't connected. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, is there enough of a desire for people to kick in some cash for this? I don't know. I need to see how much they want to get one pair. I like the idea. I have no problem with it existing. But if they were... I don't know, I was gonna say if they're 20 bucks, I'd be like, I don't think so. But if they're like 12, 13, I think that's a sweet spot. I don't know. I honestly don't know how much would go into making these things. We're all gonna find that out next week. So what I can say for sure is I like these things a lot better than that other Switchblade I showed you. Alright, my friends, that's today's big story for October 18th, 2018. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. It's very much appreciated. I'll be back tomorrow for whatever tomorrow's big story is, and I sure hope you'll join me to check it out. So until then, have a lovely day and a lovely evening, and I'll see you in a few short hours. Hey guys, RMC here from Go Nintendo. If you like what you saw in the video, why don't you give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe? We'd love to have you. If you want to see what else we're up to, you can check out GoNintendo.com for 24-hour Nintendo news. You can visit us on Facebook at Facebook.com/GoNintendo. You can check us out on Twitter at Twitter.com/GoNintendoTweet. And we're even over on Instagram at Instagram.com/GoNintendo. I put all the links in the description just to make it easier for you guys to follow. Thanks a lot!